Hello everyone. On behalf of my team, I would like to welcome you all and thank you for being here. What we would like to do in the next few minutes is give you a brief description about our company. So before we go into the details, I would like to go through a short story. This story is about Miss Amber Mary Rose. Amber Mary Rose was like any other teenager. She was quite happy and she had a very good upbringing. Like any other day, just another day, she was riding back home in her vehicle, and all of a sudden her car stopped working. Her engine system failed, which led to the cut off of power supply to the entire car system. And this is the way the car finally came to a standstill. Unfortunately, Amber Mary Rose died in this incident, which has left to a very deep scar in his family, and with which they have to live for the rest of their lives. But the company which took responsibility for this was General Motors, and this was just one of the incidences which led to 73 deaths, and the company which took responsibility for this was General Motors. So General Motors had to recall around 1.85 million of cars due to their basic functionality problems. And the problems which they encountered was engine system ignition failure, which led to cut off of power supply and which led to problems like airbag deployment issues. Though the investigations revealed that the company was aware of such a problem, but they were unprepared to handle this kind of situation in their repair station. So they had to spend around 1.3 billion for just recall costs. So the solution for these kind of problem, which encounters life-threatening situations and a lot of financial disaster, is real-time analysis of your car data. So the solution is EVD solutions. So we would like to take up the diagnostics data into the cloud and perform data analysis on the same and provide real-time warning to both the user as well as the manufacturer, so that the user gets to know that they are in the safe hands. Once the user is assured that they are in safe hands, then the sales team and the marketing team of the company is able to perform a better sales strategy and promote their product. So this is our basic business model. We will be handling the data based on the data footprint which is generated by the electric vehicle. We look up to Delphi and Verizon as our key partners because they've already entered into similar kind of system into the fuel-operated cars. So the basic cost structure involves legal consultancy and infrastructure. We shall start our company in Berlin, and we are going to be established as a limited liability company, that is GmbH. We plan to target Nissan Leaf as our first customer, and we shall move on further to Mitsubishi Ion EV because they have got large variety of electric vehicles. And we are going to maintain healthy customer relationship through one-on-one interaction, as well as through our website evdsolutions.com and through our active participation in automotive discussion forums. If you are wondering how this works technically, Andra will be explaining.
Okay, so you've seen what we plan to do. Let's see how we plan to do it. Each and every electronic car has what is called electronic control units. These communicate to each other through a bus. We plan to collect that application row data in the form of key value pairs, ID card, and electronic control unit state. We then put this input into Apache Flink. Why Apache Flink? Because it reads any kind of file system, including HDFS. Then the output would be in the form of ID card, faulty component 1, 2, 3, 4, measured by some thresholds. This output would then be stored in SQL or NoSQL databases according to the customer's need, and the manufacturer can then access the data to provide a better sales proposition, for example. Concerning our IP rights, we plan to store all of our data provided and further produced in a sister company. Also, we would like to sell our product under a license. We plan to let Nissan further distribute our product under a certain license due to the service level agreements. Finances.
So, how are we going to earn money? During the first year, we shall focus on creating the concrete algorithm, and therefore we need the help of investors with an initial investment of 400,000 nearly 60,000 electric cars. And at the point when Nissan pays for the first month, we will earn enough profit to break even. And in the beginning of 2017, we are aiming to enter the Mitsubishi market as well. So we are going to charge 27,500 euro as a monthly service payment based on our service agreement to our customers. Of course, there are many things that can go wrong. First of all, without customers, we are still sustainable for at least 3 more months. And in the meantime, we can focus on different customers simultaneously. If Nissan and Mitsubishi don't want to be our customers. And pencils are always our alternatives for something doesn't go as expected. So this is our Kibrom is the head of marketing. Shashi is the chief technical officer. Andra has experience with Hadoop and handling big data in the cloud. And I am the chief security officer. So we are EVD solutions, real-time analysis, real safety. Thank you very much.
Questions from the jury members first.
Maybe I'm asking that why would the companies pay for this solution? Why couldn't they do it themselves?
This is something which has not been established. The automotive industry has recently entered the cloud computing technology. So they have not yet entered, they have not yet been able to implement it as of now. So Delphi has already entered this in fuel operated cars, but they are not into electric vehicles. So right now we want to provide service for the electric vehicles.
Also, the Delphi solution, as far as I know, just provides data for the end user, so for the driver of the car. So the manufacturer does not have real-time analysis on the data, and the manufacturer can actually know which faulty component is going wrong at each time and can improve this model in the near future. The model of that.
What about the competition? You talk about, I know that Tesla is doing a lot of these things. Because I see that this is certainly the future, but I also see that it's a very IPR intensive area, and a lot of companies like Tesla and OnStar probably have a lot of sort of distance handling all these things for the cars. So how do you see that you will be able to enter the market? Do you think that you have something in terms of the IPR yourself?
Tesla by itself has got just a very specific application for just Tesla model.
Mm-hmm.
It is not a generic system, and it gives you the real-time data for the user, but there is no analysis done. For example, if you implement this for 60,000 cars, then you are able to analyze which component is getting faulty often in most number of cars. Then you can prevent disasters like 1.3 billion loss. So that can be prevented. And you can save a lot of lives by just giving them real-time warnings. So that is the reason we see that this has to be entered into the market right now, maybe in 1 year.
What about OnStar? I know that they've been in the market for different kinds of things, but probably they've been doing a lot of sort of analysis of cars and different kinds of conditions there.
I would like to admit that I'm unaware of that.
Okay, yeah. So that's probably something that you're looking at.
Okay, interesting topic, and I think that's actually pretty good idea in general. Maybe a couple of things on your presentation and in general also. So I like that you showed actually the business model analysis, but your story is you have a German company selling to Japanese car manufacturers with US partners. So kind of.
The General Motors produces ignition systems. So
Yeah.
it was just one of the recent disasters which I would like to take.
But you had Verizon, for example, as a partner in your story, so kind of those kind of things. Also, when you talk about technology, so I kind of stay away from going into explaining what's the database solution, especially when you're then missing like OBD2 in the picture. So yeah, just kind of be careful on what you show and what you know.
But then we take one more question then. Yeah.
Thank you. First of all, nice presentation. I liked it a lot. But I have a question. Why do you tackle such a highly competitive market with the car industry, which is, I guess, relatively hard to do and you need a lot of investment? Why don't you use, like, for example, the system, use it for ships, or use it for complicated manufacturing machines or stuff like that? Because there, the cloud code and this data collecting is not yet that much developed, and I guess you would have perhaps a better chance to get inside.
First, my strategy was to get into the big fish so that the smaller fishes follow. But then, since the system is very generic, we need not have to be very reliant on the big customers. This kind of system can be implemented in any electric vehicle you want or any industry which you stated. So it is quite generic. The data analysis is quite generic. So I think that is the reason I targeted big market.
Okay, thank you.